The fight.
It's Robert Garcia versus Hector Camacho Jr.
Every fighter has a voice, and so do you.
See it now in lights. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Richard Ortiz of the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass Podcast. Welcome to the show. With us today, we have one of the best specimens in the sport of boxing. I mean, when I say specimens, we're talking about when you see this guy just walking around, you're not going to expect the elusiveness that this man has. You're not going to expect the power that this man has. You're not going to expect the speed that this man has until you're flat on your ass. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's guest is the former heavyweight champion of the world, Mr. Andy Ruiz Jr. Welcome to the show, Andy.
What's up? How you doing, brother? It's good to be back.
You know what, man? It's good to have you back on the show. I know we had some hiccups because of some media that's obligations, PVC, and people out there filming this big fight. I mean, this isn't just your average fight, as Cinco de Mayo around the corner, and being a Mexican American myself, people see it as just regular boxing, but they look right through it, man. You're kicking off and starting the Cinco de Mayo weekend, man, and with the bang with Chris Arreola.
Yeah, it feels good, bro. You know, this is a new start, a new chapter. I've been training really hard now, and the main thing that we've been learning right there is discipline and dedication, and that's exactly what we're doing right now.
You know what? I was talking to somebody earlier today, and he said, man, I noticed Andy's so hungry, man. And he said, you know what? It has to be the new atmosphere that he's around. And I said, you know what? Whatever it takes to motivate a boxer, whatever it takes to get that boxer to go that extra mile, put in that extra rep, and just, have that smile. Because I'm looking at you, and I know you're working your ass off, but it looks like you're enjoying yourself out there.
Of course, in the mornings and the afternoons, we always have to have a smile on our face and thank God for another day, And before I would be like, oh man, I don't want to go train, I don't want to do this, but I look forward to it because I'm looking, I see progress, So every day that we're in the gym, I'm seeing progress, and there's a lot to accomplish, I'm not where I want to be at, but I'm way better than I was before, and that's my motivation right there.
Andy, I gotta tell you this, man. I'm watching you starting to just manifest to all that promise, all that what you said you wanted to be. I mean, there's even a transition in your body physique, and I gotta ask you this, bro. Where did those freaking ripped quads come from?
My trainer Moheed are right there training with the Canelo gym. So the guy makes us do a lot of squats, a lot of different planks, and that's the thing. We gotta work every single day to progress and to get where we want to be at. So that's the discipline and the dedication that I've been putting in. And I wish I would have put this since a long time ago. But for my case, I had to lose something that I've been working for my whole life.
Very well said.
For me, in the way that I am right now.
That's very well said, because when it's continued to be, I don't want to say free, you worked your butt off to where you are, but when they pull something from you that you truly believe belongs to you, not the world, but to you, and then you hold it up for the world, and you're the voice piece for everybody, it makes you work harder. And, we can see it. I'm not the only one that's excited. And I know Chris Arreola is excited too, because he knows you personally, but he's putting the friendship aside and he's getting his butt into good shape too. So iron sharpens iron, brother. You motivated that man to hit the gym and to also be disciplined. How does that make you feel, knowing that you're also motivating your opponent?
It feels good, and at one point I wanted to be like him, I've been, ever since I met him since I was 16 years old, we sparred at one time, and I always wanted to be like him, but things turned, and we're all friends outside of the ring. We hug each other. We can do whatever, but inside of the ring, it's all business. It's all, at the end of the day, we're right there trying to win and be victorious because at the end of the day, like I said, we're right there trying to feed our children and our loved ones.
Speaking of children, Andy, you're not getting away from this one. That is your clone. Oh my gosh, he looks more like you than you do.
Yeah, man, that's my little man, and I got my Andy Ruiz III. He's always right there in the gym. He's working on the mitts with Canelo, and he brings the light to the dark right there at the gym.
I saw that, and you know what? In doing so, it sheds a different light on Canelo himself, because you see him working with the youth and you see him smiling and also having a good time in the ring. What you have what you're bringing, it's contagious, because I see a lot of fighters, even the trainers, everybody's having a good time inside that gym. Tell us about once the light goes on inside that gym. I mean, what's the atmosphere like?
The atmosphere is hard work. We all know where we want to get to. We're all trying to be the best. The best of the best that we can. And there's so many fighters right there that are champions, and that the being in that vibe. We're on the same track. We're on the same lane. So it just feels good being around so many people like that, and it just motivates us to work even harder and to get what our goals are at.
I mean, you got Oscar Valdez, who was coming off a sensational victory, possibly knockout of the decade, I want to go ahead and say. And then you got the young Ryan Garcia, who is just a phone call away from becoming a world champion. And you got arguably pound for pound the best in the world in Canelo. And then what you bring is a heavyweight atmosphere, because you can have many champions, many titles, many crowns, but to hold the heavyweight championship of the world, I mean, people move out of the way when you're there. They're in awe. They just want to take a look at the specimen.
Yeah, you said it all, man. And coming from my last defeat against Anthony Joshua, they just made my eyes open. And there was at this moment where I remember when I lost, I was going through so many roller coasters, up and downs everywhere, and I got tired of living the way that I was living, and I remember there was this one day that made me change my mind and made me change the way that I was thinking. And I got on my knees. I started praying. I started asking God to help me, to help change my mentality, to give me a new line to drive. And thanks to God that I'm here right now. So it's amazing, man. It's amazing to have that change, and just want to tell everybody that they could do it as well.
You know what? And it takes a true man, a true warrior, because anybody can flex their muscles and proclaim to be this or that. But you know what? As the Bible says, every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess. And to know that we are never too proud to get on our knees and worship the man of the cloth. And without him, you said it best, Andy, we are nothing. And with him, we can do anything we put our mind to.
Yes, sir. Exactly like that, man. So I thank him. And like I said, there was that day that I felt like nothing, and I was emptying my body. So I had to make a change. So I ended up messaging Canelo, and I told him if I could be a part of his team, if he could open the doors for me. And what do you know? He told me that he was going to call me a week later, and he did. And me and Eddie had a little meeting, and the first thing that Eddie told me was, look, Andy, if you're going to be over here, you got to be 110% focused. You have to give discipline. You have to give me 110%, like I just said. And what do you know? We're here now. Thanks to God, we were at 300 pounds, 310 pounds. Now we're at 255. So wow. I feel amazing. I think I would have won your
bet. Hey, I'm glad you still remember that, man. You got a great memory. But I was about to say, because when I see you started chipping away, man, iron sharpens iron over here too, brother. When I see you too, man, you're gonna see what time it is. I'm not trying to say that I got your quads or your speed and tenacity, but it'll be nice. I'll be fitting in my tucks.
That's good, bro. That's really good to hear.
Yeah, you know, Andy, I want to get in depth with that day. That day, and you don't got to get too personal about it. You just said to yourself, "Hey, I'm tired of being tired," and you look to a higher power. What was that phone call conversation like once you got off the phone? Did he give you a sense of hope?
It did, and you know that this is what I've been praying for. You know, when I got on my knees, I wanted to make a change. I wanted to make a new start, a new chapter in my career, and there it was. You know, they opened the doors for me, and I told them that I was going to do whatever it takes for me to get back to the world champion bouts and to become a champion again. So you know, every day we're learning, every day we're sacrificing, every day we're doing what we don't want to do, and we're doing it because that's what's going to take us where we want to be at, and that's what's going to take us far.
Andy, you're gonna write a new chapter in your life. You're writing it right now. You have the pen in your hand, and you're jotting down everything that needs to be done because we're not finished with Andy Ruiz Jr. We're not finished with him chasing about. We're going to be talking about you defending because I truly believe, and no disrespect to the champions that are out there, once you get that opportunity again, you're not going to let it slip away.
No, that's one of the promises that I made to God. You know that I was going to walk the right line and the right road, and you know, in my last defeat, I've been praying and wishing for this opportunity, and I did not do the things that God wanted me to do, and you know, things happen for a reason, and now I open my eyes and I see clearly that better than I ever have before, you know. So of course there's gonna be a new beginning, a new chapter because this is a new beginning for myself and for my family as well. But we've been putting in all the hard work that we should have done a long time ago, and you know, I just feel amazing right now.
You know, Andy, I'm listening to you, man, and you got a special connection with God. I'm gonna have to give you my prayer list because the first time you prayed for was, hey, when the first time we had you on the Fighter's Voice, where we broke the news that, hey, yes, you wanted that opportunity with Anthony Joshua. Not only did you get it, you were victorious. That special connection, man. After the show, I'm gonna send you a prayer request for me, man.
Thank you, Burl. And then that's what it is. You know, I think God made me champion for a reason, and to make unbelievers believers, you know, because nobody thought that I was going to become the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world. Nobody thought that I was going to win Anthony Joshua. So, you know, there it is. You know, that's why I became who I was, and yeah, I fell, but you know what? I got back up, and we're back on the same track. And best believe I'm not gonna let that happen again because I know exactly what to do and what not to do. So, you know, we had to learn from our lessons, and that's exactly what just happened.
You know, I saw you guys on the same team for the same cause this past weekend, and you know, again, I'll say it, iron sharpens iron. And you posted a picture with my brother in Christ. And we're talking about Tyson Fury. Talk to us about the impact on you both made in each other's life. Because I know he watched your career and you watched him progress when he was down and out, so to speak, and he was written off. And to see him propel himself not only back as a man, but on top of the world.
It was crazy, you know, thanks to Jorge Capatillo, he put us together. We went to the same event. You know, it wasn't about me or him.
Exactly.
Or anybody else, you know, it was about the event and try to motivate people and let them know that, you know, that God is the way, you know, God is the way. So we're trying to give a little bit of seeds in their people's hearts so they could see what story we have and how he affected our our story, you know, because without him we wouldn't have had what we have right now. Without him I wouldn't have become the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world. Something that I've been dreaming and wishing and praying for since I was 6 years old. And same things for him, you know. I'm sure when he was in the addiction of drugs and all the stuff that he was saying, he got tired of it. He got closer to God, and boom, he changed. You know, so that's exactly the message as we're trying to put over there at the event in Las Vegas, and Jorge Capatio put us together, and that's exactly what he said. Look, you guys, it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about how can I say that? It's about being together and tell a story. You know, tell a story that how God changed our lives, and that's exactly what we did. And anybody, it could be anybody. You know, it's not just us or in boxing. If you want to be a doctor, or if you're down, or if you are on drugs, or you know, you want to do better for your life and for yourself or for your family, you know, you just have to get on your knees and start praying hard, because there's a lot of people out there that just pray, but you got to feel it. You got to have a connection with him, and
You got to break through.
You got to be close to him, you know. And it took me a long time to realize this too, because when God gave me everything, I kind of disappeared and I distanced myself from him, and look at the consequences I had. And I ended up losing everything that he's given me and everything that I wished for. So now, best believe I'm not taking anything for granted. So I gotta train my ass off and get back to the ladder, and best believe I'm gonna be climbing all the way on top.
Amen, brother. And he's going to give it to you, like the Bible says, sevenfold, my man. Where your cup can't even contain the blessings come. They're going to be falling out of the sky continually, and not just on you, but your loved ones.
And it's crazy because Jorge Capaccio, he even told us, you know, me and Tyson, we won in the 7th round. So, you know, that's a good number right there. And
that's right.
Like I said, it could happen to anybody. And, you know, I think that's our purpose, you know, to show and to tell our story so we can make the unbelievers believers.
Well, amen to that, brother. You know what? Your testimony is more powerful today than it was yesterday. And the Lord's going to give you which you can handle. And he's not going to give you anything you can't handle. So he knows you're going to be holding on to those battles and make good of that opportunity once it comes around. And it's around the corner. And I don't want to throw any other names because I want to keep you focused. You know, I got a list of questions that are people that are asking, but I want to ask them. But at the same time, my man, I don't want to be that stumbling block, because I know you have a respectful fighter right in front of you, and you need to take care of business with him and him only come May 1st.
Yep. Yeah, exactly, man. And, you know, I'm not underestimating any fighter or anybody, because I respect every single fighter that goes inside that ring, because at the end of the day, we're out there risking our lives, you know, to feed our family, to feed our loved ones. So, like I said, we outside of the ring, we're friends. I'll give them a hug, all of that. We'll go out to go eat, but inside the ring, I got to turn on that switch, and it's all business, because at the end of the day, we want to win. You know, we're fighters. We want to win, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to be victorious.
Exactly. And I'm right with you, right there with you, brother. And I'm pushing for you. I'm pulling for you. I had the opportunity and privilege of meeting Chris Arreola in Las Vegas. Pleasant man, you know, a practical joker. You know, he likes to have fun, but he's really taking this opportunity for himself very serious. He's putting in the work in and discipline himself, and which we all have lack of discipline, because the gym is the easy work. It's when we come home and smell those tortillas and that carne asada and frijoles, and that stuff just gets to us, man.
Exactly. And that's exactly what they've been teaching me a lot. You know, we got to be disciplined, not just in the gym, not just showing up outside of the ring as well, you know, because that's the most important thing. Because I would always train hard, but I wouldn't always do the right things and wouldn't eat the right things and put the right things in our temple, and that's our body, you know. So,
that's right.
Now that's the only thing that I thought I was lack of this sport was the discipline. So thanks to God, I found that, and you know, I don't want to stop. You know, as soon as hopefully, God willing, we win on May 1st. Boom! I want to keep training. I want to stay active. I want to fight again, and you know, I'm not where I want to be at, but I'm way better than I was before. So that's something that I'm proud of myself.
Not only that, Andy, a lot wiser and a lot appreciative. You appreciate more what's around you, and you'll no longer take it for granted.
Yes, sir. That's what it is.
Andy, I want to get to some of these questionnaires real quick, because you know, it's been coming in all day, and even some right now as we speak. This one is from it's a little comment. It's from Brad Goodman, matchmaker for Top Rank Boxing. He said, let Andy know that me and Bruce, we always wish him the very best. And we are big fans of him and his dad, Viva the Destroyer.
That actually means a lot, man, because they knew me since the beginning of my career, you know, because I was over there with them. I love Brad, I love Bruce, and you know, there's people that they believe in me, but you know, things happen for a reason. But they're really good friends of mine, and I just salute both of them, you know, because they've done so much in this boxing game, and I appreciate everything that they've done for me. Even Bob Aaron, Top Rank, you know, they built my career up wisely, and but you know, things happen for a reason. But I appreciate everything that they've done.
Right on. This next one is from 4-division world champion from Robert Garcia's Boxing Academy, Mikey Garcia. He said, Richard, check this out, man. You ask Andy if he ever wants a vinyl wrap on any of his cars. He said, hit me up here at Shark Wraps. Best of luck to your upcoming fight. And I'll be there commentating. So after the fight, come and say hello.
Oh, that's dope, man. I know he has a little collection too, like me, and I'd love to take my cars out there so that we could get it wrapped, we could get it custom, it could look clean and nice, and you know, it'll look dope, man. Because you know, I got a lot of cars, but man, a lot of them need wraps. So best believe I'm gonna hit them up after the fight.
Well, actually, you know, I talked to his people, and they want me to email. I want to have my truck wrapped and put on there the Fighter's Voice podcast radio show all over there. So whenever there's an event, I'll just go park it somewhere and let it advertise itself and do whatever it takes to get to that next level. You know?
Yeah, that's a smart way to do it, man. And invest in yourself. That's the best thing that they done. That they told me as well. You know, I got to invest in myself, and at times, you know, that's exactly sometimes that we need. You know, we need to promote ourselves and do it any way that we can.
Exactly. I'm right there with you. This next question is coming on for comment, actually, from Sean Gibbons. As you know, the right-hand man to Manny Pacquiao. I want to say manager, promoter of Viva, Sean and Manny. They're like this, you know, class act. Both Sean and Manny send me a video for my son that says thumbs up for Richie. So I'm forever connected to them. So big time. So this coming from Sean. Not much of a question. Send him a huge praise for me. Tell Andy I'm proud of his hard work and his dedication that he's putting in. Also, how does he feel about working with Eddie Reynoso and the great advice that you're getting from Canelo?
That's crazy. I know Sean since I was a little kid, man, when nobody thought that I was even a little fighter and all that. And he used to work with my dad because he used to manage fighters as well. And
yeah,
my dad will help him as well too. But Sean, it's amazing working with them, man. I'm learning so much. I learned a lot from each trainer that I had, so I appreciate every single trainer that I had. But you know, right here, it's serious. We don't play boxing like my friend says, and you know, it's just the dedication. Yeah, the dedication that we've been putting in, and the discipline, and you know, we try to perfect every single thing that we do in the gym. It's even throwing the jab, throwing the right hand, bobbing and weaving, all of that. So we try to perfect every single thing there. So I'm learning so much right there. And, you know, the main thing that Canelo's been showing me is the discipline, because that's exactly what I lacked on, was the discipline. And best believe we're learning, and this isn't a show, not just for this fight, but for the many more that are coming.
Yeah, I was watching some of that video, and one thing that you were picking up, and I mean, Canelo just has that down, and of course, he learned it from his first outing with Floyd Money Mayweather, and I'm talking about that shoulder roll, and not just the roll, but and able to make your opponent pay for after the miss.
Yeah, but we learn, we make mistakes, but you know, we're learning, you know.
Exactly.
Us fighters, we don't know every single thing. You know, every day we're learning, progressing. So we learn something every day, and it's something new, you know. And when I go over there, and the main thing that I learned was that I got what it takes, you know, and I already knew that since June 1st, but we're trying to take it to the next level. And, you know, I went this far, giving it 50, 60, 70%. So our goal is to be 110%, you know, so I'm excited and I suggest all the heavyweights be ready because I'm coming in hard.
You know, you said 70%. How close are we to becoming that 110%, Andy? How much more do you think?
We're pretty close, you know. I know I've been in a little layoff as well, you know, but I'm not saying I'm going to look 110% for this fight. Of course not, but hopefully we do, you know, we get the job done. But um, it's just staying busy. That's the main thing, bro. Staying busy, staying active, and being disciplined. You know, after this fight, I'm not gonna have a long layoff, not train until I have a fight date. I gotta stay busy, stay in the gym, stay active, and you know, we're not gonna get results if we're just sitting down at the couch waiting for the phone call and say like, oh, I'm ready to fight or anything like that. So that's something that I used to do before, you know, but we're on a different level now. So I gotta train hard, you know. We gotta train hard. Even when we don't have a fight day, we gotta still train and, you know, get to the point where I want to be at.
Exactly. And, you know, you still got some unfinished business, man. I'm not saying it's a layoff, but when you have some leisure time, my boy Rico at Red Wave Tattoo, he said, man, I don't care if it's on his forearms because he enjoys your ink. And he said, whoever did his ink is pretty badass. And Rico really doesn't give too many compliments. So let your guy know that you're going to. I mean, that, hey, we see the talent out there, but Rico has some great artwork ready for you, man. Next time your next stop here in Fresno.
I remember you were telling me, man, and you know, who wouldn't want to have a free tattoo, you know?
I heard that.
But yeah, I would love to go over there. I wasn't gonna go over there not too long ago, but it was just too close to even go because I was ready for the fight. And you know, we haven't even missed a day right here at the gym. And if I even do, they'll probably be calling me and telling me like, hey, where you at, Andy, and this and that. But best believe one day I'll probably bring them out here to Cali or something, so it'll probably be easier.
There you go. Absolutely, man. Because I know you got your YouTube channel, and go ahead and plug it on this show, man. Because I like what's going on. And there was a question I'm going to ask for a fan. I used a segment of you moving around, and there was a song on there, and they'd been hitting me up saying, "Who is that? Where can I get that song?" And it was a talking about, you know, it was a rap song and talking about our people, our culture, and you know, your name was involved in it. I tagged you on it. You were moving around with the punching bag. Name some of the artists that you've been working with, so maybe they can order some of the song, download them, or hey, get their LP.
I think that was my cousin. My cousin's a rapper. His name is Emilio. He's from Imperial Valley, where I'm from too. You know, he's an upcoming artist. He's been rapping for many years, and when I went on June 1st, he made me that song actually. And thanks to God, we got him to for us to let him put it on my YouTube, and you know, just to promote him. But I think they could get him on iTunes. I think it's Emilio. That's his name, Emilio.
And what's the name of the song, Andy? So this fan can. One more time.
This is para ti.
This is para ti.
For you, but in Spanish.
Right on, brother. So, you know, they do ask questions, man. I mean, you'd be surprised. I know you can't get to all of them personally, but you do get to them. And there's one thing I wanted to ask you. Hey, Andy, did I win? Because I put in for that contest, man.
The giveaway.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was tagging everybody, say, hey, man, make sure, man. I mean, this guy's giving some things away. And, hey, man, put your name in the hat. You know,
this is crazy because a lot of people message me that they've been getting some messages saying that they won and they want their credit card number and this and that. So my winners don't have to do none of that. Yeah. So I don't know why people do that. It's a scam. So you guys got to be careful. Yeah, you guys got to be careful and all that with them, because we usually just ask for their shipping address and this and that, and we give it out there. So be careful to all those scammers out there.
Exactly, Andy. It's crazy that you say that. Today, I just went to the bank and I had to get a new debit card because they blocked mine because somebody was buying some surfboards in Italy and what have you. And I'm like, no, come on, man. No, that's not
Yeah,
me.
you gotta be careful with that, man. And I'm pretty sure it's happened to all of us, but
Yeah.
we're just gotta be careful where we're purchasing stuff as well. But I want to give a big shout out to Brian Trejo. He's one of the Christian rappers out there. He's gonna be performing, and he's gonna be at my event, at my fight. I don't know if you guys heard of him. His name is Brian Trejo.
Brian Trejo. My sound guy's writing everything down right now, my producer. So we're definitely going to look him up. Yeah. Brian Trejo.
He's a Christian rapper. I've been listening to him since I was young, and he preaches. He gives out good, positive messages, and before I would always be listening to all the bad rap, a lot of rap stuff, but since I'm trying to go to a different path, he's been giving me light in my heart.
Well, right on, man. I mean, we've been talking about a lot of rap. We've been talking about your cousin's rap and this Christian rap that's gonna artist that's gonna be there at your event. And we're even talking about shark raps, about rapping your car. But one rap I do want to talk about is the Destroyer. The last time we had you on the show, you were working on a little jingle. You had a little hook. Talk to us. Is there anything coming out soon? Are you going to release LP? What's the progress on that project that you've been working on?
You know what? That's crazy. When the time is right, I'm gonna put it out there on my YouTube channel and all that. But right now, I'm focused on May 1st. May 1st, I'm coming back from my last defeat against Anthony Joshua. So that's the main thing that I'm focused on right now. But best believe someday I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna have everyone hear my raps and all that.
Hey, Andy, what's that studio like? Because I remember you told me you just bought a home, and recording artist Timmy T used to be owner of that home and also had that studio that was built in. Talk to us about that, man. That it has to be some form of state-of-the-art studio, man.
Yeah, that's I bought a house over there in Las Vegas, Nevada, and that's exactly where I was doing my professional career. And it's the guy's name is Stevie B. He's like
Stevie B. Did I say Timmy T?
Yeah. I
did. I did, huh? I did say Timmy T. Oh man, Timmy Torres. No, Stevie B. That's my bad. Hey, you know what I mean? I got hit on the chin on that one, so I got to roll with this one. I did say Timmy T. It could have been worse. I could have said, I could have said Albie Shore. He kicks it in Vegas.
Turner? Is that Timmy Turner
Stevie B, man. Oh, shame on me on that one.
He's a wonderful guy, man. He's a wonderful guy, and he has a lot of hit songs, and to this day, I still bump his music.
That's right. So do I.
He had a studio there, and if it wasn't for my son, I wouldn't have bought it because I guess he fell in love with the studio and this and that. But that the house is right there whenever I go to Las Vegas, and but that's what we do. A little recording stuff. But my brother's really talented, man. He started rapping. I didn't even know that he knew how to rap or nothing, and he comes out with a lot of songs. I'm gonna start promoting him actually on my social media as well. He already did a few songs out there, and he's promoting right now.
Well, you know what? I just had a recording artist write a little jingle from us, and it's a big shout out to the Green Eye Monster, man. I mean, my dude, Eric, man. And I mean, he's out there trying to make things happen too. Wrote a little jingle for us too, man. But I'm not opposed to listening to some more artists that write a song about the fighter's voice, baby. Throw some thumbs up for Richie in there, and we'll rock that.
Yeah, I'll tell him to do that, man. And you guys have always been supporting even before my victory
Yep.
in June 1st, and I appreciate all of you guys. All of you guys that have been always supporting, dude. Always supporting and showing my love and technique, good stuff. So that's why I always jump on the fighter's voice, and I hope everybody tunes in on the fighter's voice, not just for today, but for every single time that you guys have a guy coming in here.
Well, you know what? I mean, you got a lot of projects that you're working on right now, man. But all it takes is one phone call, Andy. An opportunity for someone to see the right podcast, and with you being on it, man, I know sky's the limit. Well, the Lord's no respect for persons. What He does for you, He can do for me. And when I say for me, I mean we, us, our team. I truly believe this show can go global. It can reach lives. It's a platform for the fighter, for the artist, and you don't need boxing gloves or a mouthpiece to be a part of the fighter's voice. You can be fighting for cancer. You could be fighting for the just the wanting to live or just to move forward. Whatever the case is, hey, everybody's a fighter. Every fighter has a voice. And I'm talking to someone that's living proof of that. Because the first time I had you on, you were just coming off a victory on Fox TV. I called you and said, hey, can I have you back? Because there's a possibility I'm hearing you may get a phone call. And you said, you know what? I hope I do. I've been praying. And Lord and behold, you got that phone call, that opportunity, and you made good. And we introduced you as the future heavyweight champion of the world. And we call things as if they're not, as if they are. And so be it. It happened.
I sure did, man. And like I said, anybody could reach their dreams. All you have to do is just talk to the man upstairs, and he is the way. And even when you're down, like I said, he'll bring you back up, and that's exactly what he did to me. I was down to the lowest, and he brought me back up. And I know there's more things coming my way, so I just gotta stay positive and motivated as well.
There's a lot of things coming your way. And one thing that's coming your way is Fresno's going to have an event. It's with the Fresno County Public Safety Association, the police department. Like badge on badge, officer against officer inside of the ring. It's going to take part at a casino. I really can't give the name just yet because the deal's been closed, but it hasn't been officially announced. And they mentioned to me, because I told them you were going to be on the show, they said, Richard, we would love to have Andy as one of the ambassadors that day at the event. I mean, how does that sound? I know you got a lot going on, but if we can make that happen, man, that would be awesome for you to share your testimony and just be able to touch lives.
That's crazy, bro, because over here in my hometown, we would do that. It's called Battle of the Badges. And all the police officers, all the correctional officers, all get together, and then they would have a little boxing match, and at one point before he was even champion, I was not a referee, but
a judge.
I was a guy scored. Yeah, I was a judge, and it was those shows are really, really fun to watch. And
exactly.
Like I said, if it's coming from a positive side, best believe I'll be out there and supporting everybody out there.
Well, I will tell you this. We had Showtime Sean Porter on the show last night, and he gave us a verbal agreement. Said, Richard, I really can't find a reason why I would not be out there unless it conflicts with a fight I got coming up, and which is completely understandable. He as well has a powerful testimony. He as well can change lives with the words that God's given him that come out of his mouth. And the things that you're doing today and the life changing that you're doing today, I mean, you whether you like it or not, there's a certain responsibility now that is on your shoulders because people are watching and people want to be motivated. You give people hope. And, I said the same thing to Jose Ramirez when he first won his title. I said, you're our voice piece.
Exactly. And this is something I feel God put us on this situation so we could talk about them, because at one point we all prayed for something that we want and all that and what we want to accomplish. And when he delivers, we have to do the same thing,
right.
Because at the end of the day, when he gives us what we've been praying for, he's going to tell us, what did you do for me? Mm-hmm. So that's our job to we could touch lives and we could, plant seeds in people's hearts so they could, like I said about the non-believers, make them believers. So I think that's my job, and that's what we gotta do, all of us.
Exactly, exactly. We have a lot of fighters, and some for whatever reason they decide not to get back, or I don't know if they're busy or not. But it's fighters like both you and Sean Porter, man, that always make times. And I know there's a lot of fighters. There's a long list of fighters as well, but it's the impact, it's the little things, and it's the simple things. My mom always said, she said, "Mijo, if they don't got a smile, give them one."
Exactly, and that's a good one. That's a good one. If they don't have to smile, but you could give them one or something like that. You said that's a good one. That made me smile right there.
That's right. Well, speaking of smile, man, I got to get to this one question right here, man. This is coming from a former junior welterweight champion of the world, Mr. Rigaroo himself, Regis Prograis, who was just victorious last Saturday on Triller. He said, "I got a question for him. With the heavyweight landscape being the way it is, does he think, and we know this already, that you will be champion once again?"
Of course, think about it. You got to really, really think about it. I was the champion when I wasn't even this dedicated, when I wasn't even this focused. So imagine me being more focused, more disciplined, doing the right things that I'm supposed to do. I would be even more dangerous right now than I was before. And when I lost the bouts, I was at the lowest of the lowest. So, and we went toe to toe, 12 rounds. I didn't get dropped, didn't get nothing. I just, I lost focus. And I feel it could happen to anybody, Anybody could lose focus once. I've been waiting for 28 years for this moment to happen. And it just happened so fast, But like I said, I took for granted of what God gave me, and best believe He's gonna give it back to me as long as I stay on the same track. And I'm a big fan of him too. I just fought on Trailer. The guy gave up, and I don't even think he gave him a low blow. I don't know.
No, it wasn't low blow. At first, it was roll the decision, but after watching the replay, they gave Regis his well-deserved knockout victory.
Yeah, but best believe we are going to become champions again. Like I said, I've done it, not even being 100% or dedicated and disciplined in this sport. So I'm just excited to get back and, show the world what I'm about. And, like I said, I'm not going to be at 100% right away, but it just takes time and it takes discipline and being focused. And, we just got to stay busy.
Exactly. I'm going to read you this last question. Then we're going to move on to a segment. I know you got to go work out. This is coming from Showtime Sean Porter. I'm going to bump him up in front of everybody. It says, on May 1st, everyone is expecting a toe-to-toe brawl. Is this the right fight that Andy wants? Is this what you really want to do? How can you make, it says, I don't need details. I just want to know, are you willing, are you able to fight another way if need be? When people are expecting you to brawl and it doesn't become a slugfest, are you able to transition yourself in another way to be victorious that night?
Of course. And, but having my style and barely seeing the ability that I have, I'm a counter puncher, I'm a counter puncher. I'm going to be counter punching all his punches that he throws. That's why we've been working on the legs as well, because we've been moving around, we've been bobbing and weaving. So don't think that I'm just gonna go forward and just get hit and receive hits or anything. So like I said, we've been working on different stuff, but those are little tactics that we got to perfect everything. So don't. Of course, there's gonna be little moments that we're brawling. That happens to every fighter and every opponent, but that's the counter puncher that I am.
No, right on, man. And you show that you are a counter puncher. I mean, after we watched your fight, your first one with Anthony Joshua. I'm watching at my partner Bill's house, because I'll be honest with you, I didn't have the fade just to throw down there like that. But the minute you got dropped, I remember Bill said, "Oh, this fight's over." I go, "No, it's not." I said, "This is his opportunity." Because I remember when Evander Holyfield would get hurt, he'd fight back. And by him now closing the distance, you didn't have to go looking for him. You were able to counter him, and you came over the top, and the rest is history.
Yeah, sure was, man. And when he dropped me, best believe I was just praying the whole time. I was like, please, God, give me the strength, give me the strength, give me the strength. What do you know? He gave me the strength, and I executed. So that's something that I'll never forget. And it's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again. We're gonna get those victories back and get those belts.
Right on. One thing I do want to talk to you about in May 22nd, we're going to have two undefeated warriors, two undefeated Olympians, two fighters, one fighter that owns the WBA and IBF, and one that has the WBC and the WBO world titles. These two fighters are going to clash, both undefeated, both in the prime of their career. Top Rank Boxing, ESPN. It's going to happen. Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor. What are the keys to victory for Jose and also Josh Taylor?
Yeah, they're unifying the titles, and that's going to be a really, really good fight and really interesting fight. And Jose, he's a smart fighter. He's a brawler. He never gives up, and he's been working really hard. So I know he's going to take the victory, and he's going to make Mexico proud because, like I said, he's a warrior, and he's already a champion. So best believe he's going to end up getting all those belts.
I agree with you. He has a great team, and no, this is it's not. I don't think it's going to be easy. I mean, because Taylor's not going to go there with the mindset, okay, I'm going to fold and I'm going to lose. But Jose has never been given anything. He's going to work hard, and he's going to command that victory by the body attack, staying disciplined, and like you said, being able to prevail. Jose was born for this opportunity.
He sure was, and you know what? He's getting it, and I'm sure he's gonna achieve it because he's a hard worker. He's a family man, and best believe he's gonna get it, man. And my prayers are gonna be out for him and his family and his loved ones because I even know him too, And I just know he's gonna win, man. He's gonna win for sure.
Exactly. I got a little text right here. This is coming from his manager, Rick Meridian. He said, "I have the utmost respect for Andy Ruiz Jr. Not only what he's done for boxing, but now that he's transitioned himself the platform to give back to the community 100%. He said, I would love the opportunity, the shot to sit down with him and just be able to have that platform explode. He said, anytime, any place after the Ramirez fight, of course.
Yeah. Me and Rick, we're good friends as well. We've been talking on the phone back and forth before I was gonna, get back to camp, and hopefully one day we could work. And say I'm managing fighters right now, so it would be nice for him to help my fighters out.
There you are. Iron sharpens iron. Now, I want to ask you about this, Andy, before I let you go. I mean, you prepared yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, and a lot of fighters, it's hard for them to walk away. But I'm saying that because it's like the new pair of Jordans. It's like the new iPod. It's like the new laptop. Thriller has put a stamp on it. There's a fight coming up. I won't get into too much detail. June 19th, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. taking on Hector Macho Camacho Jr. in an exhibition. Now, this fight we haven't even heard the first bell ring, but yet I'm hearing Hector Macho Camacho Jr. may want to share the ring with, get this, Robert Garcia of Robert Garcia's Boxing Academy in a friendly exhibition. If it does happen, what's your take on it? And what do you think about the whole event?
It'll be a good match, and I think being a fighter, we're around fighters they're around fighters all the time. They're training fighters. So think about it. They were fighters before, and they want to get in the ring too, because I'm pretty sure they get flashbacks of back in the day when they used to fight and when they used to get in the ring and all that. So I don't doubt that they get flashbacks. So there's nothing wrong with that. They want to, they want to fight and all that. But I'm always gonna root for the Mexican, and Robert's always been hella cool, man, and always had great champions as well. And there's nothing wrong with if they want to fight. So Just believe I'll be tuning in as well just to see their fights. And um, like I said, when people used to be fighters, they reminisce and they're like, man, I can still do it. Like, I want to fight again and this and that. So, it's just the champion inside us that we want to do it again.
Well, yeah, very, very well said. And Robert, when I was talking to him, I interviewed him. I went down to Robert Garcia's boxing academy. He said, Richard, take the word fight out and use the word exhibition. He goes, because you keep using the word fight. So I want to make sure it's an exhibition. And he said, for a great cause, if I get the call, he said, why not?
Yeah, why not, man? And, we get a little money in their pocket as well. And then as long as, they donate some money as well, too. So, it's a win-win for everybody. So, but like I said, I salute every fighter that's out there. Even if you're going through it, if you're already a champion, just do the right thing, and we just got to do the right thing all the time.
Okay, I want to ask you this: what's your whole take on Triller? Snoop Dogg owns half of that company. And the fights that they're putting together, the commentating, the whole entertainment, the concerts. What's your take on that? Because a lot of people have, they will frown on it, or they'll say, oh, I'm not too sure. But a lot of people enjoy it, including myself. I mean, if it's on, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, because it's something different, it's something different. And, I didn't really like the way that how they had it. They're right there drinking, they're smoking, when they're commentating, they're doing all that. That's might be fun for other people, but I don't know. I would want it to be more serious, more how can I say this?
More professional.
Yeah, more professional. A little bit, but they're just trying to make excitement. Excitement. I love the shows and the previews and people performing, and that's really nice. But I would like to see better fights in there as well.
I agree. And one of the highlights for me personally was the national anthem, who was a guest on The Fighter's Voice. And it was sang by the beautiful, talented Janet Uribe.
Yep, it was really nice, man. That's, like I said, that performance is really cool. And, but you never know, people want to see that. Maybe they're bored of the professional way or all of that, but everything changes up.
I'm going to sound like a promoter right now. There's a seat for everybody.
Exactly. There's a seat for everybody. Just how you just said, everybody has their own little likes. So that's probably going to connect to other people that don't know about boxing, and they're going to be like, oh, I know there's YouTube guys, so I'm going to go see them fight or blah, blah, blah. But
what is your take on YouTube fighters? What is your take on that, Andy?
I don't know, but, they don't want to fight, they all want to fight. And
are you opposed to it? I mean, some fighters frowned on that. Are you okay with a YouTuber who's never really had an amateur career, and all of a sudden they're having a great career and making some money?
To me, it doesn't affect me, as long as it doesn't affect
Very well
me
said.
or anything. It doesn't matter. They want to see how it is to live a fighter's life, and being in there, because we all love boxing. We all see boxing, and we all want to go in the ring and fight as well. So, like I said, I salute every fighter that's out there, because at the end of the day, we're risking our lives. It could happen to a YouTube fighter. You never know.
Right.
He goes in there, boom, something happens, and God willing, nothing would happen to any of us. But it's just entertainment. That's what it is, and entertainment. And when Jake Paul fight, I wanted to see the fight as well too. And I know him. He's a cool guy. My house before, and like I said, I salute every single fighter out there.
Well, Andy, I don't want to hold you any longer than I need to, because I know right after this, you're going to get ready for preparation. You got some gym work tonight. But I got to ask you this, man. May 1st, You have Chris Arreola, who's put himself in tremendous shape and is looking even beyond this fight and wants to rejuvenate his career. With a victory over a former heavyweight champion, Andy Ruiz, can propel him back into the heavyweight mix. And then you have Andy Ruiz Jr., who had the bouts, tasted them, put them around his waist, and then they slipped through his fingers. And now he has an opportunity not only to put himself back in contention, but make a statement for himself and become a household name. What can America, the boxing fans, the non-boxing fans, and anybody that purchases pay-per-view, what can they expect once that first bell rings?
There's going to be a action impact, you know. It's not just going to be me. There's going to be a lot of fighters out there in the undercard, you know, and it's a great venue. I just want everyone to come and check it out, get that pay-per-view, and it's just going to be all action fight, you know. Arreola's not there just to lay down or anything like that, you know. He's a great fighter. I respect him. He's a warrior. He don't give up. So I thought that was a good matchup between me and him. And like I said, we're not gonna bow down to neither of us, you know. So best believe I'm gonna do the best I can to get that W and to get that victory and be victorious. And best believe he's gonna want to do the same thing, because at the end of the day, he's trying to take what I've been working hard really for super long, you know. So I gotta stay on my 10 toes.
That's
and
right.
Just gotta stay disciplined, you know, stay disciplined and focus on this fight.
You know, Chris Arreola was on the show over a year ago, and I brought your name up, and I'm gonna chip that down, and I'm gonna make sure I tag you and both him, because I brought that up. I said, how would you like to share the ring with Andy Ruiz? How come the fight never happened, and so forth? And it'll be a surprise on what he had to say that day. I wish I could pull it up here right now, but I don't want to run into, even though it's our property. You know how YouTube, certain copyrights, man, and you got to get it cleared. But I will post it later on during the week leading up to your big event, May 1st. I mean, it's right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't ordered it, make sure you do so now. It's going to be a great impact. It's going to be life-changing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertainment. And start single the mile off early with the Destroyer versus the Nightmare. Damn, it sounds like, what did Apollo Creed say? It sounds like a damn horror movie.
The Destroyer versus the Nightmare. That's a good one right there. That's a horror story or movie. That's a good one.
Hey, man, they're always good when they're on the Fighter's Voice. Andy, you know this, because when you came on here, we call things as if they're not as if they are, and it happened. It truly happened.
It sure did, man. Everybody tune in on the Fighter's Voice, is where the voice is heard. So make sure you guys tune in May 1st. All action fight, not just my fight, but everyone that's under the undercard. So best of luck of everybody that's under the undercard. And remember, if you got something bad, or you're feeling the way that you're feeling, or you're tired of the way that you're feeling, make sure you pray and get on your knees and start praying, man, and wishing for the things that you want to be wished.
Very well said, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everybody who's tuning in, everybody who's subscribed to the YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/The Fighter's Voice. Join us tomorrow. We're going to have Regis Prograis, the former junior welterweight champion of the world. The following Tuesday, we're going to have Mr. Semperfi himself. Jamal Herring will be in the building. I wish he was in the building. He'll be on the Zoom building. And then Thursday, we have the one, the only, I like to call him the Avenal Kid, but they really don't. Mr. Jose Ramirez will be on the show Thursday. And tentatively, we got Josh Taylor the week after. As soon as he lands here in Las Vegas, we were told that we're going to get a little soundbite from him and find out exactly what he has to say. Because over here, Andy, we don't just bring people on the show that look like us. We bring people from all over the globe, all over the world, and this platform is for everybody, including yourself. I'm Rich Ortiz, your host of The Fighter's Voice. And as always, enough said, and I want to thank you, Andy, for taking your time. Stick around for about 10 seconds after the drop so I can share a word for you. But as always, Andy, the best part of the show, thumbs up for Richie.
Thank you, man. Everybody stay tuned. Thank you.
Don't you dare touch that dial. Don't miss out. Now you can listen to the Fighter's Voice podcast radio show on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio. For the hottest and latest in sports and entertainment, exclusive interviews with the biggest names in the sport of boxing and MMA. New show, new topics, new look, bringing you the latest news. Every fighter has a voice, and so do you. The Fighter's Voice.